Most people think the power of AI is in the tool itself, but the real power is in the workflow behind it. If you simply ask AI to write a script, you get something generic, predictable, and easy to skip. That is why creators feel stuck, even when they are using the most advanced tools available. The workflow nobody talks about starts before writing. First, you define the viewer, the emotion, the promise, and the reason they should keep watching. Then you give AI a structure, hook, problem, value, examples, transitions, and ending. Suddenly, AI is not guessing anymore. It is following a clear path. This is what makes the result feel almost unfair. You are not relying on random inspiration. You are building a script with purpose, pacing, and retention built into every line. Once you understand this system, AI stops being a shortcut and becomes a creative partner that helps you turn simple ideas into videos people actually want to finish. Normal AI scripts sound boring because most people give AI weak instructions. They ask for a script, but they do not give the audience emotion, angle, pacing, or purpose. So it plays safe. It writes clean sentences, but they feel empty. There is no tension, no curiosity, and no reason for the viewer to stay. A boring script usually explains instead of pulls. It tells the viewer what the video is about, but it does not create a question in their mind. It moves from one point to another like a school essay, without examples, contrast, or emotional pressure. That is why even useful information can feel slow. The fix is to stop treating AI like a writer and start treating it like a strategist. Give it a hook, a viewer profile, a problem, a promise, and a clear structure. Tell it where to build curiosity, where to add proof, and where to transition. When the prompt has direction, the script starts to feel human, sharp, and worth watching. The first rule of any strong AI script is simple. Know the viewer before you write for them. A script made for everyone usually connects with no one. AI needs to understand who is watching, what they already know, what they want, what they fear, and what result they expect by the end of the video. When you define the viewer clearly, every line becomes sharper. A beginner needs simple explanations and quick wins. An advanced creator needs strategy, proof, and deeper insight. A busy viewer needs speed and clarity. The same topic can feel completely different depending on who you are speaking to. This is why the best prompts always include the target audience. Tell AI the viewer's level, problem, goal, and emotional state. Are they confused, curious, frustrated, or ambitious? Once the viewer is clear, the script stops sounding random and starts feeling personal. That personal feeling is what makes people keep watching until the very end. The hook is the first battle of every video. Before your viewer cares about your tips or your workflow, they decide whether the first few seconds are worth their time. That is why a hook cannot be weak, slow, or overly polite. It must create instant curiosity and make the topic feel urgent. A strong hook usually does one of three things. It challenges what the viewer believes, reveals a hidden mistake, or promises a clear result. For this topic, you could say, most AI scripts fail before the writing even starts. That line works because it creates a question. Why do they fail? And what should I do instead? The best hook does not explain everything. It opens a loop that the viewer wants closed. Once that loop exists, the next sentence must move quickly into the value. No long introductions, no generic greetings, no wasted setup. A scroll-stopping hook makes the viewer feel that the next few minutes might change how they create forever. One idea is never enough by itself. A title, topic, or simple concept may get the video started, but it cannot carry the full script unless it is expanded with structure. This is where most creators struggle. They have a good idea, but they do not know how to turn it into a clear beginning, middle, and ending. The easiest method is to break the idea into questions. What is the problem? Why does it matter? What mistake do people make? What is the better way? What example proves it? What should the viewer understand by the end? Each answer becomes a section, and suddenly the script has clear direction instead of random points. This is how AI becomes useful. You give it the main idea, then ask it to build a logical flow around that idea. It can create the hook, organize the body, add examples, connect each point, and shape the ending. A small concept becomes a full script when every part has a job and every line moves the viewer forward. Examples are what turn a script from information into something the viewer can trust. Without examples, even good advice can feel generic. The viewer may understand the point, but they do not feel it. A real example gives the idea weight because it shows how the lesson works in an actual situation. For this workflow, do not just say, write a better hook. Show the difference. A weak hook says, today we will talk about AI scripts. A stronger hook says, most AI scripts lose viewers because they start like school assignments. That comparison instantly makes the lesson clearer and more memorable. Examples also make the script sound human. They break up explanation, add rhythm, and help the viewer see themselves in the content. When AI gives a point, ask it to add an example, a before and after line, or a small scenario. The more specific the example, the more real the script feels, and the easier it becomes for people to keep watching. Retention is not about forcing people to watch. It is about giving them a reason to stay every few seconds. A strong script keeps opening curiosity loops, then closes them with value. When the viewer feels that the next line might reveal something useful, they keep watching. One trick is the teaser. Before moving to the next point, hint at what is coming. For example, say, the next step is where most AI scripts start sounding human. That line gives the viewer a reason to wait. Another trick is contrast. Show the weak version, then the strong version, so the improvement feels clear and satisfying. The best retention comes from smooth movement. Do not jump from point to point like a checklist. Connect each idea to the next with a reason. Use short sentences when the energy needs speed, and longer ones when you want to explain. When the pacing feels controlled, the script stops feeling like information and starts feeling like a story. The final polish is where a normal AI script starts to feel powerful. This step is not about adding more words. It is about removing anything that slows the viewer down. Weak lines, repeated ideas, soft openings, and unnecessary explanations all need to be cut, so the script feels sharper and more confident. A polished script has rhythm. Some lines should be short and punchy. Others can breathe long enough to explain an important idea. Read the script out loud and notice where the energy drops. If a sentence feels heavy, simplify it. If a point feels flat, add tension, contrast, or a stronger example to make it land. This last step is what separates average content from content people remember. AI can create the draft, but polish gives it personality, emotion, and impact. When every sentence has a reason to exist, the script feels intentional. That is when the workflow stops feeling like a trick and starts feeling like a creative system.